8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Here we give you the real news, not the fake news like the other channels. And we'll post news that the other media just doesn't show you.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh boy. Let's see what we got going on here. We'll have to wait a few minutes for everybody to get in here, I guess. Oh. There we go. Oh, that's weird. They made my window smaller.
Uh-oh.
Try that one up. That was better. Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh. We got Dana B and
Dana B.
Nunya, Texas in here. Hopefully we get more in here. I know it's Wednesday, but oh. How's your weather going down there? Still the same?
It's starting to get toasty this morning, but
Oh, is it?
not like it was like a month ago, obviously, but I've got that top water itch. I got to get out.
Yeah.
Out on the water.
I was headed out to start working, getting things going, and got sidetracked and didn't get anything done. Didn't work on the battery or anything. So yeah, that sucked. But it is what it is.
Yep.
Which it ended up being really hot yesterday. So
once you do your maiden voyage with that,
yeah,
used to the craft, it'll be like tying your shoes when you go out. Just whoop.
Yeah, getting the technique part down.
Right.
And I looked at the kayak things. There, it's 2 wheels that you can mount,
right,
and strap to your kayak, and you can haul it around like that. It makes it a lot easier. You can set everything up, and then get it in the water, and then remove the wheels.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, but that's down the road thing.
Yeah, that's the kayak rentals down here are big business.
Oh, I bet.
Big time. I mean, they've got single axle trailers that hold like maybe 8 kayaks on each side, and then some of them are double length, so 16 kayaks, and they just pull them up to and all you need is just a little opening in the mangroves where people can walk in and out with them, and go. Cha-ching,
the thing with a lot of those, they'll drag them across the cement and stuff, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, I don't want to do that.
They're definitely heavy duty roto molded. You pay though. The rentals pays for the obviously is paying for the any repair on the boat.
Oh yeah,
because a lot of times you'll get a greenhorn out there and you'll come back with a big gouge or a crack. You got to do something pretty tough though to crack one of those boats.
Oh yeah,
you got to get hit by another boat or something. So,
well, a lot of people for the kayaks that have the depending on the bow of it. I
Right.
think that's the front, ain't it?
Mhm. Bow
Um,
turn is the rear.
they put uh reinforcement on there,
Hmm.
Teflon things in there, and then have it melted and glued on there. So
Okay.
because when you come in, you ride up on the shore so
Right.
you can get out and everything, and it reinforces it. I
Yep.
guess it all depends how you treat it and everything.
Right. I mean, if you're going
Anyways, let's get started on.
sure.
Yeah, I felt it fair that we start off and have an ad for Camilo.
Oh, Kabbalah.
Well, you gotta say her name right.
Yeah.
Evidently, that's the new thing.
Yeah.
They really get upset if you don't call her the right.
I've been calling her the right thing for all along. It's fraud, fraud, fraud.
But here's her ad. We might as well play it. I think this is only fair that we, in case there's somebody out there that might want to vote for her.
Hmm.
It's nice to show both sides. So
I, Kamala Harris, and your Democrat candidate for president, because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time. Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking. The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring. And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean, Joe Biden. You think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
gotta get that laugh in there.
Yeah. Dang. Oh, that
Yeah.
woman. Ugh.
See, I think it's fair to play both sides. Oh wow, what the heck? Eyeballs. What? That must be one of their new thingies there. Let's group.
That's
We
weird.
were circles. Well, you're already a circle, but yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Have to get everything to load. And where you're at, are you part of an HOA or anything like that?
No, no.
Oh, that's good.
Although my state recently passed a law taking a lot of power away from HOAs because they were just a bunch of Karens running all the HOAs, and I mean they're just like off the chain, freaking, totally whacked. I mean, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's just so I'm in a private neighborhood, regular neighborhood, average Joe neighborhood.
That's good. And this is kind of going toward that. Yeah, well, I'll just play it.
Hey, so I'm going to ask you to keep them inside.
For what
Okay,
reason?
so I am the president of POA. I've had numerous people complaining about a noise complaint. Numerous.
They're being kids.
I mean, I have like almost 10 houses now contacted me.
Okay.
I hate this job.
Obviously you don't because you're still doing it.
Well, but then they're like barking at me and running. And
They're doing kid stuff. They're kids. That's what's wrong with this world because people like you and those other people don't let kids be kids,
I
okay?
know, I have
So we
kids
appreciate you
and I
stopping by.
understand.
We appreciate you stopping by. Have a nice night.
There you go. Have a nice night.
Yeah,
he was real polite about it too.
You know, quit the job. She should
Yeah.
quit the job. She's, you know,
Yeah.
let's go over and play the victim. Keep your kids in.
Yeah. Oh, there. I've got 10 calls.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get that many telemarketers every day on my cell phone. Block,
Oh.
block, you know, and they just call back with a different number.
Oh yeah, that's what. When I upgrade a phone or something, that's one of the things that gets transferred over is the block list, and because more than all my pictures and all the little videos or all that kind of stuff that gets transferred over, that's the thing that takes the longest to transfer is the block list because over the years you accumulate it because as soon as it comes up, well, sometimes I'm bored and want to give the telemarketers a hard time, so I'll play with them a little bit, but they all end up in the block list anyway.
No, and there's only so many people you can block in your email, and then it'll say we can't do that action anymore or something like. At least I'm getting that now. So
yeah, it depends on your account. My account for Google, I got it when Gmail first started, so I have unlimited everything.
okay.
So I don't delete anything. I just open it and look at it, whatever. And well, sometimes I don't even open them. But if I was to like transfer it or something, it'd be in the terabytes because I've had it for probably at least 20 years when Gmail first started.
Right.
But I found this interesting. And again, this is their main thing that, Trump and Vance are lying about what's going on in Springfield. I'm going to just show you a few things and you can come to the conclusion yourself because it's all assumptions. But here's assumption number 1.
Hey, I'm here in Springfield, Ohio, and this is Heritage Plaza where a rally is coming up in a couple weekends, speaking out against what's going on with the Haitians here in Springfield, Ohio. I heard there were pallets of bricks, so I came to see for myself, and there are lots gone already. But anyway, this is today, Tuesday. Hey.
Yeah. What on earth would they deliver bricks for where a rally is going to take place?
We'll have to call up George S. He'll know. He probably dumped them there.
Yeah, I find that extremely interesting. Huh. Yeah. What else we got here? Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the actual call, but I do have the police report that this was called up that she thinks her cat has been chopped up in their backyard. She thinks that her neighbors are Haitian, and she doesn't know if they, you know, done away with said cat. She went back there and found pieces of meat and thinks, that's what happened to the cat. The cat would never go out of the yard. It always stayed in the yard and then it came in the house. This is an actual police report. So when you hear that, the officials and everybody in Springfield area say that they've never had a report, never had a call. This is their own report. So you take it with, and again, these are assumptions. Yeah. And we're circles again. What the heck is the circle things?
Maybe
I
we're
think
a
it's
target.
like 2 little eyeballs up
We're a
here on my
target.
screen.
We're a target. Mm-hmm.
I keep happening to this. But we got who we got? We got Sharon here. We got
Bubble
Pat
Bibble.
Evans, Bubble
Miss-
Bibble. Yep.
Yeah, we got Miss Lake in, or Mrs.
And
Lake.
they are building a barbecue. Maybe have it all ready for the rally and everything. And Lake, how you doing this morning? We got Southern Belle, Dana B. Who else? Jennifer Ocean. Boy, this layout thing is awesome. Because StreamYard changed things. Oh, wait a minute. I just noticed another thing they changed. Now, I'm not going to say anything because they'll probably fix it. I have no. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
Hey, Bush, can you go to 917?
917.
Dana B.
I moved from Long Beach apartment. This one, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen Freehandly Maiden here at one time.
Yeah, we was in this
Yeah.
up at the top.
Yeah. John Johnson, how you doing, John? Terry.
Yeah, Terry Crafty.
I think that's about it. Nunya, Texas, and
912 came in.
I think that's it. Oh, let's see. Oh, and we got some people. Unfortunately, I can't see who it is, but we got some people over on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
And I wasn't going to go too much into the second. I can't even believe we're even saying this. The second.
Attempt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems so weird that that's something that it was bad enough the first one. Now we're talking about the second one, and yeah, we'll get to the other stuff from Washington and stuff, but and this is interesting because this is a young girl that has dug up this information by herself, and it's usually you would think it would be from the other side, but no.
All roads to the Trump assassinations lead to one thing alone. So we see some similarities between the shooters. Both were donors to Act Blue, a PAC for the Democrat Party. Both managed to get within 500 yards of Trump. Both attempts were followed by the mainstream media kind of oddly downplaying the severity of the situations. And most importantly, Crooks was in a 2023 BlackRock commercial, and Routh was in a 2022 commercial for the Ukrainian militia that had been trained by the American CIA for the past decade and is funded by BlackRock. Here's the explanation. So for context, Ryan Routh was a construction worker in North Carolina that moved to Hawaii, has a house and a business there that wasn't making any money, so he was listed as unemployed. But he really cared about standing for Ukraine. So this former construction worker with no income, operating entirely alone, ran a website offering Americans $1,200 a month to fight for Ukraine, was illegally moving Afghani soldiers fleeing from the Taliban in Pakistan and Iran to fight for Ukraine, dropped everything for months at a time to fly himself to Ukraine, and flew to DC to lobby for Congress to recruit soldiers for Ukraine. He also has about 100 criminal filings, including a 2002 arrest for possessing a weapon of mass destruction, as most construction workers do, and he obviously still has weapons. And not only is he still allowed to vote, but to vote in North Carolina as recently as this year, even though he's a resident of Hawaii. And like most construction workers, he had a hunch where Trump would be on a Sunday afternoon and was waiting at the golf course for 12 hours ahead of time, even though Trump's schedule was off the record. The most probable explanation is tied to BlackRock. So in 2022, Routh was in a commercial that advertised the Yazov Battalion, which is a Ukrainian neo-Nazi militia trained by the CIA and funded by BlackRock. So what links Ukraine, the CIA, and BlackRock? Well, ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis, the dissolution of the Russian Empire has been an American priority because they have nukes aimed at us. Now, BlackRock essentially owns the U.S. government, considering the top economic advisors for the Biden-Harris admin come from BlackRock. BlackRock wants the oil and rare metals in eastern Ukraine because it owns companies that sell oil and rare metals. So last year, BlackRock paid Ukraine $500 billion in exchange for all of Ukraine's main assets and put Ukraine in permanent debt to BlackRock. And since BlackRock owns our government, our CIA is BlackRock's personal military. And troubled souls like Routh and Crooks are groomed to be useful pawns that exist to look like random eccentric people and take the sole blame for carefully crafted crimes like attempting to extinguish the primary threat to the mega monopoly that not only runs our government, but the world. Hence, after Crooks died and was supposed to be examined by the House Task Force, the FBI took the body and cremated it in secret. Not only law enforcement knew until 13 days after. Nobody sat his parents down and asked them why their kid had bombs or how he got the money for this, and they never will. The crime scene was scrubbed. So if it wasn't obvious before, it should be obvious now that your government, the CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service are a unit. Not because they're all buddies and love each other, but because they're owned by the same people. So anyone that threatens them, regardless of party affiliation, is a target. So no wonder for years people have said Trump would be assassinated, and no wonder they refused to give Secret Service protection to a Kennedy. This is the mega monopoly versus the people, and always has been. But thanks to private media, we know that now. So the attempt to shut down any resistance is going to be stronger than ever. This is the totalitarians versus we the people. So fight.
Touche.
Interesting. And I knew somebody would do some digging and it would link back, because everything links back to colored rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find this. I think this is it. Yeah. And I was going to bring the video up and everything, but she brought it up, and I'll piggyback on hers. This ties into what we were just talking about. So
2 days after another assassination attempt, Jean-Pierre Claude Van Damme had this to say today.
Just to clarify, so you're saying that the president and vice president believe that former President Donald Trump should be toning down his rhetoric?
So I'll say this. President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat that the former president represents to our democracy. He's been clear-eyed about that.
And finally, someone calls her out. Thank goodness for Peter Doocy. He said this.
It's been only 2 days since somebody allegedly tried to kill Donald Trump again. And you're here at the podium in the White House briefing room calling him a threat. How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
Her response that you're about to hear shows that she thinks Americans are stupid and that we haven't seen any of the evidence of any of this, including what she had just said.
Peter, if anything from this administration, I actually completely disagree with the premise of your question, the question that you're asking. It is also incredibly dangerous in the way that you're asking it.
Oh, now it's dangerous to ask questions, not to say that someone's a threat to democracy. It's the question that's dangerous.
Because American people are watching.
Yeah, you're hoping that the idiots are watching and that they forget what you just said.
And to say that from an administration who has consistently condemned political violence.
Oh, you mean this administration?
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be? Does one of us have to come out alive?
Press always asks me, don't I wish I were debating him? No, I wish we were in high school, I could take him behind the gym. That's what I wish. I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
They can continue to pretend that everything they've done and said didn't happen just because they say so. But we're smarter than that.
That says it all right there.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, they keep using those words. You know, there's little plays on words that they keep using. You know, there for a while. Oh, they're weird. You know, those weird people. The Republicans are weird over there. You know, and then he's a threat to democracy. He's a threat to the country. You know. Those little words trigger in those sick people's minds, and we have to get rid of. We have to protect the country from the threat, you know. Oh. And put a little bit of this on here. There we go.
Kamal.
Who are you with?
I'm with Channel 17. Can I see some ID? You don't even need an ID to vote, so why do I have to show you one? I'm an independent voter, so I want to understand why to vote for Kamal.
Well, first step, you might learn to pronounce her name correctly.
No, maybe some policies, though. Like, I don't care as much about the name. I care much about the policies. And I haven't found one policy that Kamal has talked about or said or done in the entire history of her being in politics. I don't care what her name is. It could be Jim from Subway. I would vote for her if she had some good policies. Everyone gets so mad about the name, but no one gets mad that she doesn't even have a policy website yet. It's so confusing. I don't get it. Why do you guys support Kamal? Because I have a huge list why I support her. Can you share that list? She's an alcoholic, and so am I. That's about it. The main thing is the alcoholism. Trump or Kamala?
I want Kamala to win.
I've been voting Democratic since '72.
What's on Kamal's 100-day plan?
I don't. Has she published it yet?
No, which is pretty shocking that she hasn't published it.
She's hinted at a few things.
It's only been running for 7 weeks.
Well, yeah, because she committed a coup against Biden. That's why she's only been running for 7 weeks. No one voted for her. Like, she wasn't elected.
She was elected.
No, she wasn't. The people didn't vote for her in the primaries.
Trump just had token opposition himself because his party is a cult.
Trump ran against Nikki Haley, ran against Ron DeSantis, ran against Vivek Ramaswamy. He didn't even show up to a debate, and he still won. Like, the people voted for him. The Democrat base didn't even vote for Kamal. No, but you could say he's an idiot, but we're talking here about legislation.
I think this interview is over. You're not even showing her the courtesy of pronouncing the name properly. So I think I don't want to talk anymore.
Why not? Because you can't defend and stand on your beliefs?
If Biden held to his original plan to be a one-term president, but unfortunately it took him a long time to realize that he should retire. So this was the best alternative on short notice.
But Kamal's been the vice president. Biden's been cooked since 2020. No, it's Kamal. Yo, in 2024, I can identify as whatever I want. Like, I can call her Kamal if I feel like it.
It's not you're identifying as anything. It's you're not gracious enough to pronounce her name the way that she pronounces her.
Okay, I'll pronounce it right. Camilla. Wait, are you walking away? You guys are just as senile as what?
That just shows you how lost these people are, or they're brainwashed.
Yeah. The one guy, I've been voting Democrat for, and he's proud of it since '72.
Yeah.
Well, you can say
the party was a lot different in 1972.
You've been voting since '72. You don't just say you don't care what one side says, the other side says, only because you're only voting because you're a Democrat. That makes no sense.
They need to do, that couple needs to do a Kool-Aid commercial. Because they're drinking a lot of it.
Yeah. To me, I don't care one way or the other. If a Democrat, if Trump was Democrat,
right
now,
I'd vote
Democrat.
Yep, I've crossed the political line once for mayor in my city. I did the Republican. I knew of him, and he had been the mayor once before, and I didn't like his policies, and there was some things going on, and this Democrat came up, and it was a woman, and she had her plan out, and he just had the same old catchphrases and this, that, and the other thing, and I crossed and I voted in the D column. Oh, horrible me, but gotta vote policy.
Yeah.
But the only thing is the D part, and then that was years ago. Now everyone with a D behind it, most of them are they're like fuzz nuts. They're just off the chain. Not Kitty. I'm sorry, not Kitty. But
yeah.
See, that's the difference.
Last election, I actually voted for a Democrat because the Republican was in favor of deleting babies. And
last presidential election?
Yeah. Well, not as a president, but undercards, I'll put it that way.
Right.
Yeah. In Ohio.
Well, when Trump first ran in 2015, I voted for DeSantis in the primary because, Trump was okay, but he was kind of a wise guy, but he grows on you, and
he does.
The thing is, I've had 4 years of what I've seen. It's one thing is saying something, and one thing of doing something.
Yeah.
And what he did for everyone's 401k and this and that, and the border and the economy, and so imagine what he could have done if he wasn't jacked up with lawsuit after lawsuit, and the Chinese, whatever you want to call it,
fighting the Democrat wall.
Just imagine how much better. He would have doubled his success
Oh
without
yeah,
all of that crap. So
yeah,
he's got my vote.
yeah. That show he did where he fired people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand him.
Yeah, I didn't.
But
He was
since
neither
then,
one way or the other. Yeah.
you know, he- when you see the other version of him from what everybody puts out, like
Right.
he was the mean boss guy and everything. Now you get to see stuff that he does, that he gives money to families
Mm-hmm.
that because he's real strong with military,
Yep.
police, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know that's a bad thing nowadays, but
Yeah.
I'm all even before my son was in the military. I had an uncle that was in the Air Force and grandpa and all that in the military, and I was real big on it.
Yeah. I mean, people
It's
change. I mean, look, Ronald Reagan, he used to be Democrat. He became president. Donald Trump was a
yeah,
Democrat. Donald Trump was at Hillary Clinton's wedding. Donald Trump was
yeah,
all the Democrats' friends.
yeah,
Him and Chuck Schumer were thick as thieves. Now look at it. It's just, the case in Facebook friends. They're not friends anymore because one wants this one and one wants that one. It's just, that's what
yeah.
politics does.
And
Bubba.
plop this up in here.
You better watch them pagers, Bubba.
Yeah, I'll be getting to that here shortly. Yeah, it's odd on different websites that you go to read the news about the pagers. Ooh, there's so much different information from each of them. But let's Tupperware files bankruptcy as its colorful containers lose relevance. One thing that they had against them is leaving the country and going to Mexico. Now we may never see Tupperware again. Yeah, it's one of those things where, and you could say the same thing about John Deere. John Deere may be going down this path real soon because they left the country to go to Mexico um, to build their stuff down there. So yeah, it's almost like another thing that is happening. Let me see if I can find it here. Uh-oh, I may have not put it up here. Oh yeah, here it is. I don't know why we're circles again. Major companies abandon the LGBTQ rights report card after facing anti-diversity backlash. Company and they talk about certain companies like Harley Davidson, multiple other ones, Lowe's, Ford. The list goes on. That they caved into this report card or this group or whatever, and the backlash cost them millions and sometimes billions of dollars. And the same thing with them leaving the country, going to a cheaper place, Mexico, to build their product. a lot of people stopped buying that stuff because of that. And just like the LBGTQBWX, whatever, the people are seeing this and shunning those companies, that they're not buying their products anymore, and they're finding out that this little venture they did to think that, oh, we'll join this group and everybody will love us now because we're caving into this, but whoops, they're finding out different now. And a lot of companies are losing the money. And if you do have Tupperware, I mean the older Tupperware, you might want to hold on to it, so because it could be valuable here in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Which I still have Tupperware that was given to my wife years that's probably 40, 50 years old.
I've got something my grandmother had. You can barely read it, but it says Tupperware on it.
And that's the thing. That's why people bought it so much, because it was made here, and it was made right, not microscopic skin thing to where if you push the lid down it snaps and it's no good and you have to throw it away and go buy another 99-cent thing that lasts another month or so. What else we got here? This Olympic athlete suspended over a Christian gesture, and yeah, he ended up making a sign of the cross, did his prayer or whatever, and they stopped the bout and suspended him, and he didn't hold back words. I'll put it that way. He called them satanic trash. Their judgment is poison, disqualifying me in 2 minutes, and don't even give me the chance to show anything at all. These values of yours, sports and Olympics, are just trash. In sense, he did delete all this, he said, but nothing's ever deleted. Judo is a lost sport. 100% of the outcome of the fights is controlled by the referees. Those who bend over and bow to them get ahead. You will never get that from me. I don't need such medals. And unfortunately, kind of sad that he did delete it, but you never know why. But yeah, it's pretty bad when you can't pray, you can't have a cross around your neck or anything like that, or they ban you or suspend you or kick you out of the sport or whatever. And I'm afraid to say this is only the beginning.
Yep.
We see it more and more to where, if you believe in the guy upstairs, you're a radical, you're
an outcast.
Yeah, you're dangerous, and you're all kinds of stuff. I don't have to tell people, they already see enough of it. But this is, I mean, it says it in the Bible. This is what what it comes down to. Eventually, if you're, caught doing this thing, bad things happen to you. And before we get to the beeper incident, United States Navy launches first gender neutral sub.
Oh my God.
I thought this was going a different way, but it's, men and women. I thought it was something else, but I was like, oh no. Drag queens in a sub. But which I guess they can do that too, but evidently there is men and women on this, and they have because if you've seen inside submarines and whatnot, sleeping quarters for the normal sailors there's really not much space or anything like that. You're stacked up like sardines in there, one after another one. So they actually had to give the females more space in between the bunks. So I know this is weird and everything, but that they'll have a man on the bottom, the woman in the middle, because they can make the middle bigger, and then the man on top. This is going to get so many bad jokes and things.
Already thinking about.
Yeah. When I was reading this,
Oh,
and I actually went to the military, the Navy, and got more of the information from the Department of Defense about this. And they have to have 2 different bathrooms now, so that's less space in the sub that already is cramped in those places. And there's other things. They have to have 2 different doctors now, because male and female, but the doctors have to be it's I don't have anything wrong with it. It's just when they have to accommodate and change the sub itself to accommodate for it. And they're saying it's to make it equal, but it's not. If they have to change things and they give women more space, I'm not saying that's not a good thing or a bad thing, but I could just see this in the future. It just going way weird. And Pat, Mario Cookie.
better watch that, Pat. We've got to watch our diversity, and there might be someone might be offended by that.
But and that's the thing I didn't understand is why did the woman need extra space? And they kind of broke down why. Some women have bigger chests than male has chests,
right?
and I'm like, really, that's the reason right there? Because because like I said, they are really close together in those. It's not like you can set up in there. You have to roll out of those. And this is like what you call the cheap seats of the sub. This is not like the captains and lieutenants and everything. This is, the crew, and evidently touching parts from male to female is a bad thing. They can sleep together, in the bunks, one bunk over, but yeah, evidently no parts are allowed to touch. And the fact that they're bringing this up
Yeah.
causes issues right there.
Yep.
All this information is being brought up about it.
Look, if you can be a submariner, just do bumping uglies. You're right. They shouldn't say anything. Just leave it alone. You get the center bunk. That's where you go. If you can't fit in there, too bad. Get in there anyway. That's it. If the guy above you's a little heavy and it's got a big butt, and there's a droopy thing that too bad. That's it.
Well, see that now, if you do that, they'll say it's body shaming. And you can't have that in the military either.
Well, why don't we just dry dock all the submarines and we send Joe out in a canoe?
I didn't mean to make it sound funny or anything. It
is funny.
It is, and that's in. I mean, could you just imagine the planners of this and everything, planning this out, and they'd have experts come in. Well, the women can't be on the bottom. God, I can't believe I said that. They have to be in the middle. They can't be on top.
I think we need to change the
I could just imagine the conversations these people were having when they're deciding the design of this.
Right. Oh. I'll tell you what, when these young ladies in chat have their second cup of coffee, you're going to hear stuff.
I mean, it's one thing, have their own bathrooms, because it's just not a bathroom. They have to have separate showers.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
it's
good.
All colleges are co-ed now. They just don't advertise it. There's people coming in windows at night and jumping through this and that. And we know what goes on.
Yeah. Let's see here. Uh-oh.
Lake's had her second cup. It's coming now.
Well, they went and removed it. Well, there's one of them. I'll just put this up here. And this is from Russian news. And this says everything totally different from a lot of the other websites. This is giving credit to Israel that they reported they done this. And if you haven't heard already, beepers going off all over the place in
Gaza.
Lebanon.
And Lebanon.
Yeah, and the what do you call them bad guys over there? I forget. Oh.
The Houthi rebels.
Those guys right there.
Hezbollah?
Yeah, those guys. Over 3,000, and this keeps changing. It's went from 3,000 to 4,000, back to 3,000. But as of right now, there's 11 people who have been deleted, and it's less than 20 grams, and yes, grams of a certain explosive. Bubba did a good really good report on this, talking about the actual powder, what it was and everything. And what it was, these bad guys, you know, we all know what their official names are, but got rid of their cell phones because, you know, it's easy to hack into Telegram and the WhatsApp app and all these programs and stuff. So their leaders said, get rid of those things. They're no good. So they went and got rid of them, and their bright idea was, we'll go buy 4,000 beepers. And at first it was a company in Taiwan, but now they're saying it's in another country. I forget which country it was. And they went over and ordered a bunch of them. And somebody, according to this website, it was Israel that went over and built them and put in a certain powder. And whenever you sent a certain signal to these beepers, it would overheat and then go boom. And whoever was holding on to it was not happy. And like I said, 11 people are no more, and there's a lot of people in the hospital right now, to put it that way. And according to this website, Israel is the one who did it, and blah blah blah, this, that, and other. And you go to other news websites, and they're saying that nobody's claiming it. So take it where, and this is all assumptions, by the way. It comes from the news websites itself. So, but a lot of that, you know, the images and stuff, or the videos, can't show those. You can see hospitals and stuff like that, but again, Lebanon, or I should say the bad people in Lebanon are going to retaliate like usual. And it seems like there's more getting into it, against Israel. But they also did more investigation and found out that the manufacturer said, no, we get the people who made those is from another country. We didn't. They just have the open patent to it. So we didn't make those. Which I don't think he would. He was like, oh yeah, we made them. You know. If you go down here a little ways, and I did do a little bit of digging on this. Whenever this had happened, we did have a U.S. Air Force EC 130 that was flying over close to that area. Are we involved? Who knows? And these are things that would be able to send signals to a lot of those beepers. And according to this, they weren't going to use this, and we're saying Israel was not going to use these. They were a plan for when an invasion was going to happen. But whoever said we need to use them or lose them, because there was a chance that they were going to get found out about the beepers, so they went ahead and sent the signal. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what's been said. Who knows? Oh yeah, and that's the scary thing, and that's why I was bringing up on Bubba's live he did last night, which was an excellent live. The fact that we are carrying around cell phones. Who makes the cell phones? China. Or they make the parts of it. And if you go and look at the videos of these things exploding for less than 20 grams in each beeper, just imagine what you can fit in a cell phone. Who makes the cell phones? China, again. So, everybody's carrying around these things. What better way to read between the lines? It's scary. And like I said, over 80% of everybody in the world that has a cell phone keeps it within 3 feet of their head at night when they go to bed. 3 feet. There are some that put it under their pillow. That they put their phones under their pillow when they go to sleep. Most of the time I don't even know where my cell phone is. Oh yeah, I would keep it a lot further than that, especially now that your phone may be taking
It's irradiating your brain.
Yeah, that's what I was always, thinking about, like the radiation and just the pure signals that go through it back and forth. Because not to mention people sending corn and corn images and stuff all hours of the night and weird
Whatever are you talking about?
weird images. All those signals going back and forth. I don't want to be in between those. Yeah, do you see? I seen the one where that was sitting on the desk. It blew a hole through the drawer out the bottom, and it was like shattered all over the place. Oh man! I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but that was a good idea. I hate to say it, but it is. It was a really good idea. And yeah. Where did I just see that? Oh, the Fitbit thing. Yeah. They have these things now. These what is that? I don't even know how this thing works. These things. This is not an Apple one, but they have Apple Watches. And everybody wears those around their wrist. And majority of people when they have these on, they have it on their dominant hand. You know, trigger fingers.
Uh-oh. Don't be messing with no trigger finger.
Yeah. Well, if it does that much damage, it's going to blow your hand completely
Mhm.
off. And I'm not saying this is all assumptions, by the way. Operation Below the Belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, ooh. Yeah. And I'm not going to play all of this, but let's go ahead and more of this lady.
It's a crying shame. I mean, my heart breaks for this community. Law enforcement resources being put into this because of these serious threats that are being issued against
Again, what did she just say? Threat. She's talking about Trump.
a community that is living a productive, good life before this happened. And spewing lies that are grounded in tropes that are age old. When you have these positions, when you have that kind of microphone in front of you, you really ought to understand at a very deep level how much your words have meaning. So let's turn the page and chart a new way forward and say, you can't have that microphone again. And there are far too many people in our country right now who are not feeling safe. I mean, I look at Project 2025 and I look at, you know, like the Don't Say Gay laws coming out of Florida. Members of the LGBTQ community don't feel safe right now. Immigrants or people with an immigrant background don't feel safe right now. Women don't feel safe right now. And so, yes, I feel safe. I have Secret Service protection, but that doesn't change my perspective on the importance of fighting for the safety of everybody in our country.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, that's her with the way she thinks. Why did she not only help fund but tell people to add to the fund that got the BLM out of jail after they burnt down buildings and you know, hurt cops and all this stuff? But oh no, we're safe. Yeah, you know, she's revolting. She really is. She's a revolting human being. Sorry.
Yeah. And I believe that interview, she was drunk. She was
Oh yeah.
tipsy. Oh
Yep.
man.
Yep. She likes the liqueur, that's for sure.
And this whole, you know, and the Walls dude is copying everything she's saying. It's like, well, when we have Trump and Vance, they're talking about two different things, and they have different opinions on each of the issues and stuff. It's like robots on that side. And it's she brings up, oh, I was a poor little girl growing up. And then Walsh steps in his interview, oh, we were, Camilo and me, we both grew up middle class. We were poor. And it's always a question. What are you going to do with the economy? Oh, me and we're both poor and we grew up. We know how it is. That's not answering the dang question. What are you going to do? And it's the same repeat over and over again. And I think I actually have some. Oh yeah, here it is. And I hate to play it again, but It didn't add.
And the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut for those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time, so that those young families can afford to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy clothes for their children.
When it comes to the economy,
Boy, her cotton mouth.
That's just another pivot. That's all she does.
about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people. What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard.
Rinse and repeat.
She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people.
You grew up in Canada, you liar.
The teachers, and I try to explain to some people.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen.
Nah.
Oh, she worked at McDonald's too, by the way.
That was a lie too.
I know. McDonald's. She never worked for us.
God.
What else we got? I wonder if I got this. Oh no. Oh, there's that one. Oh yeah, here it is. And she says she wants to do this. She's going to bring this if she becomes president. This is one of the things that she's going to be doing. The reparation thing. Now sit there and look at this. This is there is 41.6 million blacks in America. So that's $14 trillion in reparations would go out. And they want to give $5 million. If you identify as black, you get $5 million plus $90K a year. Huh? You know, because of Civil War times and stuff like that. I'm like, what? And oh boy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? All the money going out for something like that. I could say the same thing. I know if I go back in time in my family tree or whatever, I'm sure there's somebody that was a slave back in them days, or not then, or probably where my family comes from, because a lot of people were slaves.
My grandma's, yeah.
You know, you can go back in the Bible times, and the majority of the people were slaves, or certain people. Hey.
Yeah, it's just more BS.
And before we end it here, I thought we would do something a little fun here. I seen this, and they're talking about bringing us back in, and I've talked about it before. Doing these quizzes and stuff in school, the same thing to become a citizen, you would have to know these questions. So I thought, let's go ahead and do this test. And let me click this here. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? Okay. That's an easy one. Correct. Woohoo. Okay, next question. What do the stripes on the flag stand for? That's another one. Easy one. Well, I'll wait and let you guys in chat answer this one. Hopefully you guys get it right. Yeah. It was for the 13. It should be. Okay, there we go. I like some of the other ones. No one knows for sure. Next question. How many amendments make up a Bill of Rights? Okay. Yeah, I think I know that one. Oh, hey, what? How's it going? Yeah, I think it's 10. Yeah. There we go. Correct. Amendment to the document, but the states held off. The Bill of Rights was added. Next question. Name one right that guaranteed by the First Amendment. Name one right guaranteed by the First Amendment. Okay. All that. This one should be easy. Let's see. I'm putting everybody on the spot now. Oh, no, that's what you would think. But remember, it says one right guaranteed by the First Amendment. Oh, yep, CJ's on it. Next question. How many members are in the House of Representatives? Oh boy, I can't remember this one. You know which one this one is? Eric?
I'm sorry, I got pulled away. What was the question?
How many members are there in the House of Representatives?
Is it 430, 431? I might be thinking of both houses. 435, okay.
We got 438 and 435. I don't know. Would it be 438? Ooh, 435.
Yeah, it's 435.
Oh, yeah. The number was adopted in 1911. 2 more seats, and Alaska and Hawaii. Ooh. Yeah, you knew it was in the 430 range because there's multiple 430s. Which one of these is not a requirement to become president of the United States? Natural born citizen, must be 35, must have lived 14 years in the United States, must own property in the United States. Good question. Which of these is not a requirement? I don't know. The property one is kind of sticking out on me. So I think
I'm gonna say
it's a
so.
requirement for 35 and the citizen. Yeah, I think everybody's saying property there. Let's see. Yep. Because this one didn't make sense because must live in for 14 years, but that doesn't make sense for the must be born. Let's see. How long do senators serve? 4 years, 2 years, 8 years, or 6 years?
A senator?
Yeah.
I think it's 6 years.
Yeah, I believe so too. Yeah, true. True. Yeah, that one's a true one too. Forever is not an option. Yeah, I do believe it's 6 years because I don't think it's the same as the 8-year term for presidents, or I should say, double
4-year term, right?
Yeah. Correction.
6 years, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. How many full terms can a president serve? Oh,
2.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that one. But there, and I brought this up last night because we're backstage talking about the presidents and who, if Trump wins, who goes after Trump and whatnot. And I said, well, isn't it worded that a president can't serve more than 2 consecutive terms? And that would mean Trump was president, and then Biden was president. So technically, Trump could be in for another 8 years. I don't know. I'm not into that or anything, but yeah, that's something to think about because it does say consecutive. It doesn't say and it doesn't say nothing about being vice president either that I know of. But yeah, 2. Next question. Which branch of the federal government controls spending? This could be a tricky one. Executive, legislation, judicial, the Internal Revenue Service. Oh, really? Huh. Walkie-talkies now? Oh man. Imagine people having to use payphones again. Which one do you think it is there, Eric?
I would think the legislative branch, but
Yeah, I do believe so. Oh, well, we had one of each. Next question. What are the first words of the primal to the U.S. Constitution? Oh, that's the easy one.
We the people.
Yeah. 407 years ago. Abraham Lincoln, I think it was a little bit before that. When in the course of human events, yeah, we the people. Oh, see your results. Oh, you got 10 out of 10. Oh, I don't know if it keeps the same questions or not, but if you want to play again or test somebody else and see how well they know, there's a link for it. I don't know. It's probably the same thing. Questions were similar to those given on a citizenship test, where 6 out of 10. Oh, so you only had to get 6 right to pass. But those exams do not provide multiple choice answers. Okay, let's see here. And it's not so much, and we're circles again. It's not so much cooking or make you hungry or anything, but I thought this was a good little tidbit to put on. Let me get copy address, and this is going to be our food video for the day, and it's from Make It Make, and she is doing. Let me put it up there. Tomato powder, and I've always done it with the skins. She's doing it with a little bit more with the tomatoes and everything, but both ways are fine. Dehydrating she's doing the tomato. You can do the skins, but I figured this would be a good thing to put up here because it's that time of the year anyway. So let's go ahead and put it up on here.
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Make It Make, where I always try to encourage you. If you can't get it to make, then make it make. So today I am going to be making tomato powder. It was not my original intent when I was drying the tomatoes. It was for something else. I don't want to reveal what that is yet, just because I'm still working on it, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually deliver it to you. There's going to be a lot of studying and looking into the recipe and how other people do it. Just like a lot of work before I actually can deliver it to you. Anyway, so I figured it's not a fail. There's so many other things that you can do with dried tomatoes, whether that be in your oven or in your dehydrator. I thank God that I was very much blessed by London Sunshine with this amazing dehydrator, and I absolutely love it. If you're even interested in it, then I will put the link down. But anyway, besides that, drying tomatoes. The reason why I did not turn it into what I originally wanted to turn it into, and maybe you can guess and put it in the comments, is because they came out super, super thin. Super thin. Okay. Now, I thought I cut them pretty thick. So let me show you what I did to get to this stage right here. Basically, I took my tomatoes, and they were not my harvest. I don't like to pretend that I grew something in my garden, which I didn't. I bought these from the Amish. Beautiful Roma tomatoes. I washed them up really, really well, sliced them, laid them on the dehydrator racks, and I thought I cut them pretty thick. I don't know, like a 1/4 inch, maybe. Some of them I actually thought were too thick as I was laying them on the trays. Then after cutting them, I placed them in the dehydrator, and I put them at 158 The temp was 158 and for about 14 hours. Well, I realized that the temperature was probably a little too high. I probably could have done like 140, 135, and maybe less on the hours. I did not want to have chips, is what I'm saying. I wanted to have some, I wanted them to be pliable. I still wanted them to have a little bit of moisture in them. And it's just entirely my fault. Either way, it's not a fail because again, there's so many things that we can do with this. So I figured, why don't we go ahead and make some tomato powder? Gosh, it is such a beautiful day out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, not which way it opens, is to start taking out my tomatoes out of the dehydrator, all of them. And these little silicone racks or padding or whatever you want to call it, liners. There you go, liners. They go on top of the racks, especially if you have something that's going to be sticky, and tomatoes, when you dehydrate them, they do get sticky and you want them to come off, to be able to peel off fairly easy. Okay, so I'm just going to take each and every one of these ever so gently. Okay. And they smell absolutely delicious.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was dehydrating these,
They
I
smell
also
real
put
good.
in a rack of basil leaves, and that smelled just absolutely divine. It's like we had a pizza shop in here. Darn it, one fell to the floor and I can't get that one. All right, so let's take these inside and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with them next. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I have my blender here. It's not rocket science. I'm gonna take all of the tomatoes and start putting them in my blender. And I'm gonna do that until they are all in. So I have all the tomatoes in here apart from one sheet. I just wanted to show you in better lighting what we have here. Okay, so wait, I think this is the right way. Okay. I have them in the blender now, and let's just pulse this. So now we have room for the rest of the tomatoes, and I'm just going to add that quickly. One fell. All right, round two. Now, for some reason, I thought it would like instantly turn into like a powder, like super, super fast, but it's not. That's okay. We'll just keep it going. I'm just going to go in slow. It is definitely turning into a powder, more so at the bottom than the top. So we just have just a little bit more grinding to go. All right, I mean, I think this is going to be about as good as it gets. Let's check out the texture of this. It smells amazing.
It's really good to make tomato paste out of this.
This Amishman that sells me these tomatoes, tell you what, he planted over 400 plants and grows them organically, which I very much appreciate. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's put this in lighting so I can give you a close-up look. All right, let's see how this looks.
Amazing how all those tomatoes turned into that little
It's
bitty.
not a fine powder. It's more like
I don't know how
flakes.
much that would turn into a paste, though.
So I wouldn't necessarily call this like a powder, maybe tomato flakes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I had a stronger blender, it would have turned into a powder.
That's why I like my coffee grinder.
Okay, I know I just said this, but I have to say I'm just the tiniest bit disappointed because I really wanted it to be a fine powder, but I just don't have the tools for that. But that's fine. That's fine. This channel's about making it make. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait. As I was editing this, I got an idea in my head that maybe before I just give up and say that it's just going to be tomato flakes, why don't I hit it with the immersion blender and see if I can get it any finer? I mean, made it a little bit better, but not really worth, you know, hitting it with the immersion blender. So I'm still going to do originally what I said I was going to do with it, which is add this to stews, soups, and any other recipes that I want an extra boost of tomato or nutrition. And then what I'm gonna do is every once in a while, because this is dehydrated, I'm still going to condition it, which is just shake it up, you know, every once in a while. And I do the same thing with my dried herbs. So that I know some people just sort of bypass the conditioning and they put it in their freezer. I don't know if that's something that you do.
No.
I have a friend of mine that does that. But this is the end result. And I mean, again, it's not exactly what I wanted it to be, but I mean, it's certainly still useful, and I'm happy to have it on the shelf and excited to see what the texture is going to be like in a soup or a stew. So we'll have to check that out then too. Anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and as always, take care and God bless.
Yeah. Myself, when I don't go in and harvest tomatoes just to dehydrate them. I use the skins. Like if I'm making spaghetti sauce or salsa or something, I'll take the skins off and I'll put the skins aside and then put them in a dehydrator, and it's just the skins. And I'll run them through the blender first, or the little I've got a little small that you make drinks and stuff out of it. I forget what the bullet blenders. And then if I need to get finer than that, I'll put it in a coffee grinder, and it turns it into a real powder. And that makes a good paste like that. I'll put a couple teaspoons and start adding water until it thickens up, and you put it in a soup or something, and it'll thicken it up real good, and you get all that tomato flavor. Oh. Yeah, but that was Make It Make. Let me put her link in there again. If you want to check her out, she does a lot of canning and stuff. Great channel. And with that, we kind of went over a little bit, but that seems to be the norm anymore. With that, oh yeah, I want to do one more video, and you'll get the point. Let me go here and add this. The guy goes to the doctor and feels something inside of his face there, and oh, there's something in there. Let's get it out.
Let's see what this has got. Oh, there that is right there. Yeah, it's going to be okay. Yeah, that's
Weird.
uh-huh.
Feel it in your nose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to stay with us a while. This is going to make you faint dead away if you're not careful. Thinking about it is one thing, but seeing it is a whole different ballgame. Almost done. Last 3 centimeters. Ah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Wow. So that was in my face. Oh, I thought I fell into a cactus. All right.
First of all, how did he have that in there? How did? Oh man. I was like, maybe he was close to a beeper or something. Huh.
I got a good one.
Ooh,
You ready?
what's that?
What's your favorite curse word? I can't say it. It starts with an M and it ends with not ER.
I'm not on her campaign. What the heck?
I don't even want to know.
That just put the hair up on my back.
With that, I think we're gonna end the show with today's verse of the day.
Oh,
let's see. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. Ooh. Yeah, and with that, wish everybody a good day and God bless, and we'll probably see you maybe tonight. I don't know. We'll have to see on Bushcrafty.
You never know.
Yep. Until next time, may have a blessed day.